So, we need to talk about a huge shift that's happening right now, AI and what we're calling the Great Acceleration. We're going to break down why the entire world of software is changing and at a speed that is just completely off the charts. Let's dive in.
For the last 4 decades, there's been one simple rule. Software eats the world. It has been the ultimate disruptor, completely changing how we do everything, from shopping and hailing a cab to watching movies. It's just the reality we've all grown up in.
But here's the crazy part. In a twist that nobody really saw coming this fast, software is finally turning that incredible power on itself. It's disrupting its own industry from the inside out.
And this is the part that changes the game completely. This isn't happening at the normal, slow pace of big tech shifts. No, it's happening 5, maybe even 10 times faster. And understanding why it's happening so fast is absolutely crucial if you're learning to be a developer today.
To really get why this time is so different, we first have to look back at the old way things worked. Let's call it the old pattern, external disruption.
This is the story we all know and love, right? Some scrappy tech company, an outsider, waltzes into an old-school industry like retail or media. They have a new, better way of doing things, and suddenly, the big, established companies have to either change fast or just fade away.
But look at these timelines. The thing that's so striking is how slow these massive changes actually were. It took Amazon nearly 20 years to really truly flip the retail world on its head. Netflix needed more than a decade to do the same to media. Even Uber, which felt like an overnight revolution, took about 8 years. So remember those numbers, 8, 12, 20 years. We're going to come back to them.
Okay, so that was the old playbook. Now, let's get into the 4 big reasons why this AI-driven change in software is a totally different animal.
All right, reason number 1 is a huge one. There's basically zero resistance from inside the industry. Think about it. When Amazon came for retail, the big stores fought back tooth and nail. When Uber came for taxis, the taxi industry fought back. This time, it's the complete opposite.
And the numbers here are just staggering. A whopping 84% of developers are either already using AI coding tools or are planning to. This isn't a fight, it's a massive, enthusiastic embrace. The very people being disrupted are the ones who are adopting the tools because it makes their lives easier. And when there's no friction, things move fast.
Reason number 2 is just how widespread this is. Previous shifts like the move to cloud or mobile, they were big, but they were kind of contained. They changed one specific area of the tech world. This AI shift, it's hitting every single role in software development, all at the same time.
And I really do mean everyone. It doesn't matter if you're a junior dev writing your first lines of code, a senior architect designing a huge system, a QA engineer testing it, a DevOps engineer deploying it, or even a technical writer documenting it. Your job is changing. Your workflow is changing, all at once. There is no part of software that's left untouched.
And that brings us to reason number 3, and this is maybe the most shocking one. The absolutely insane speed of this whole thing. Remember those 8 to 20-year timelines we talked about a minute ago? Well, get ready, because this is where it gets wild.
This chart just says it all. It took cloud computing about a decade to get to 50% adoption. Mobile did it in around 6 years. AI coding tools, they hit that 50% mark in just 2 years. We are watching a decade of change get crammed into 24 months. This isn't just evolution anymore, it's a revolution on fast forward.
Okay, so the first 3 reasons are pretty compelling. But this 4th one, this is the one that really breaks all the old rules. It's the most mind-bending part of this story, and there's really no historical equivalent for it. It's called the recursion effect.
So here's how it works, and it's so simple, it's brilliant. Engineers are using AI tools to build better AI tools. I mean, think about that. The engineers at OpenAI are using AI to write code that improves OpenAI. The code for GitHub Copilot was written with the help of, you guessed it, GitHub Copilot. This creates this incredible feedback loop where every single improvement makes the next improvement happen even faster. The disruptor and the disruptor are the exact same people, creating this exponential rocket ship of progress.
So, when you put all 4 of those things together, no resistance, everybody's affected, insane speed, and that crazy feedback loop, you really only get one conclusion. This isn't just a trend, it's an absolutely inevitable transformation.
In the past, we always ask questions like, if VR is going to go mainstream, or when will crypto ever replace banks? There was always this big question mark. Well, with AI and software development, that question mark is gone. The question is no longer if.
The only question left is, how fast can we adapt to what's already happening?
This analogy just hits the nail on the head. Remember that moment when it was suddenly obvious that flip phones were history and smartphones were the future? The debate was just over. Well, we are at that exact same moment right now with AI coding tools. That tipping point has already happened.
And this is probably the most important thing for you to hear, especially if you're just starting your journey. The choice is not if you're going to adapt this new reality. The only choice you actually have is how fast you're going to get on board.
So, with all that said, what does this actually mean for you as someone who's learning all of this? Well, understanding this great acceleration fundamentally changes how you should be thinking about your own education.
So what's the new playbook? Well, first, you've got to focus on the big ideas, the core concepts, not just memorizing syntax. The AI can handle the what, but you need to own the why. Second, you can't wait for colleges to catch up. The whole landscape is changing faster than they can update their classes. Third, use the fact that it's easier than ever to get started and build something. And finally, your real value is going to come from the human stuff: good judgment, smart architecture, and creative problem solving. So let's wrap this all up. If there is one single thing you take away today, let it be this. What we're seeing is not just some other tech trend that might be gone in a year. This is a deep, fundamental, and completely inevitable transformation of the entire software industry.
But that shouldn't scare you. Actually, it's the opposite. It's incredibly empowering. Why? Because the skills that are becoming the most valuable, things like strategic thinking, system design, creativity, and just plain good judgment, are the exact skills that we humans are uniquely good at. The machine is becoming a better tool, and that allows us to become better thinkers.
And to keep this whole journey going, here's a little homework for you. Go ask an AI tool the exact question we've been talking about today. Ask it why this shift is happening so much faster than the move to the cloud. And you'll see it's going to give you the same core reasons we just discussed, which is a great way to lock in that knowledge. Now that is putting the tools to work.